Y'all come on in, check out what we've done to the place. So let me show you all around a little bit. The first thing you gotta see is this shop edition. We just finished adding 18 by 40 foot to our shop ourselves. Okay, I lied. We didn't do everything ourselves. We didn't pour the concrete. We did do the dirt work and we set the forms up. We did the majority of all the welding work. Good buddy DF Metalworks, David Flores, hooked us up and he helped us out with planning on this thing. Helped us put the roof on, put the sides on, put the outside wall on, helped us do some welding and know where all this stuff went. He kind of did the whole design for us. Once we had the structure up, you know, we got hang some beams and put some purlins up, then we had the structure up, finished welding everything out, and he shot back over here and boom, he was back on it helping us put sheet metal up. It's 99% done, okay? It still needs a window. I know you're looking at that over there. I'm short and it's hard to go inside and outside by yourself because that's how you got to screw it in, so I'll get it done when I get the help. Over here is Project Foxbody. Come on in here. Project Foxbody is not a full tube chassis car, but it is going to be our drag and drive car. It is Godzilla swap. It's got a 7.3 Godzilla in it out of a 2023 F350, F250 van, something like that. We've got a Brian Tooley Racing intake on the car. It's got a Brian Tooley Racing truck Norris cam. It's also equipped with ultimate headers. It's got a 417 Motorsports oil pan on it. And behind that engine sits a 6R80 transmission. We've got the control pack in for it. We've got all the wiring for it. We'll show you that here in just a minute. But this should be a pretty fast car. We're also talking with ProCharger on this car to get us an F1A for the front. Put a big old monster blower up here. But the goal is to get this thing on the road, I don't know, in the next month or two and start hitting the local racetrack, Little River Academy. And from there, we'll just keep moving on. It's our little Ford Ranger project. Nothing too crazy. It's got a 25.5 cage inside. It's got a 2JZ Toyota Super motor in it. We've got a monster turbo in the shop. I'll show you all that in a minute. Couple behind that's a Turbo 400. Been working on this project for quite some time. We haven't given it as much attention as we should. And well, you know, it's back in the shop. It's gonna start seeing some love. We got a few other things we gotta tidy up first, and then we can get back on the old Ford Ranger. So if you look right back over there behind these two cars, we've tried to make the best use of our space as we can. We've got our engine stands. We keep 3 to 4 engine stands in here in stock. We generally try to not keep motors on them, try to put them in cars, but just in case, we've got a new Harbor Freight crank over stand. That thing is amazing. You can check that out in our 7.3 Godzilla swap video. We actually used that stand to put the motor in the car. It was pretty crazy. Check out that video. There'll be a link in the description. It was pretty awesome. But anyways, then right over here behind me, well, it's storage. Every shop's got to have it, and the best way to have storage is wall storage that is vertical. Project F100. This is a pretty crazy project we've been working on for a little bit of time. It's got a 408 stroker in it from a Windsor. So it's a 351 Windsor motor. It's now sitting on a front suspension out of a Crown Vic. It's got Viking coilovers on it. Look further back. That's a C6 transmission behind it right there. And behind that C6 transmission is a gear vendor. So this thing's gonna have several sweet gears to go down the highway in. It should cruise, it should make big power. And you know, on the rear end of this truck, we got rid of the leaf springs, and we have now got a Ford 9-inch in it with all quick performance goodies. They sent us a whole bunch of goodies for this thing. And it's got some Viking coilovers in the back on a custom 4-link suspension. It's parallel and it's on the inside of the frame so that we can tuck some fatties, because the next step on that, dude, is to put some 18s in the back. If y'all don't have any of these body stands, y'all need to get some. They usually go on sale anywhere from like 15 to 20 bucks at your local paint house, or our local paint house anyways. This right here, this is our Barbie Jeep rat rod project. It was a gender reveal project. We've modified it a little bit, you know. Anyways, so we built the custom front suspension, kind of modeled it after a Model A. It works great. We built the rear end. Everything works great. It articulates, the whole thing does. But the only problem is we have a really long chain. So we got, to build some brackets and get that going again. And it'll be running soon. It should be at our next show, Ribs and Rods, matching something else's color. Don't know what that's gonna be just yet, but that's what it's gonna be. I've always wanted a big toolbox, and EUV has always been the thing. Me and Jim both were like, dude, it's time to get a bigger toolbox. So about a year ago now, I think we made this purchase, and it was just a stupid, if we didn't take it, we were losing out on thousands of dollars. They pretty much gave it to us. So we did this. Green might have been a better color, but they had the orange and black in stock, and this is the one they wanted to make a deal on it. You should check out the video of us setting this toolbox up. It is absolutely amazing. And for any of you out there that just absolutely love tool storage and how it works for you and makes your job easier and faster, check out the video, laying a toolbox out. This is amazing. We wouldn't be close to where we are most of these projects without having something that takes care of us like this toolbox does. Everything stays charged in it, it stays organized, and we have as many tools in this as most mechanics do at a repair facility. All the special tools, everything, we got it. And we try to do everything here in-house no matter what vehicle it is, and if we need a tool for it, we go get it. So as we move around this corner, we've got a little bit of storage in the front for some pole jacks for the lift. You saw the lift. Transmission jack, and then we move over to our welders. We're still in the process of cleaning some stuff up, so it's still a little bit messy here and there, but got both of our welders over there. We got the ESOP Rebel. We've got the Eastwood 250i, I believe, MP 250i. Great little machine, still trying to learn how to use some of the functions on it. It's a little bit different. Moving further over into the corner, we've got our Langmeyer Systems Crossfire Pro table. Every bracket that we make, we design it here in-house. We've got Fusion 360, and we draw all of our parts and cut them on this table. We can't thank Langmeyer enough for all the support and help they've given us along the way with this table, and meeting those guys at PRI last year, which we're going to again this year. Y'all should check it out. We'll see you there. Anyways, going back to PRI, gonna holler at these dudes again, and I think since we have the shop space, we're gonna talk to them about upgrading the table size to maybe a 4x8. But anyways, we wanted this entire wall of our shop to be our metalworking equipment. We've got the Mittler Brothers bead roller sitting over here. It still needs to find its home. Then we've got a brake, we've got the grinder, we've got the JD squared tubing bender. It's been humid here lately. I still need to sand these back down with some Scotch-Brite and WD-40. But the JD squared tubing bender, Harbor Freight jack or Harbor Freight hydraulics, trick tool stand. It's dope. Harbor Freight English wheel for any metal stretching that we've got to do. We've got a Harbor Freight Amazon Beverly shear. We've got the Harbor Freight shrinker stretchers, and of course the Harbor Freight press and Harbor Freight sandblaster. So as you can see, we also do carry a lot of Harbor Freight style tools. In budget friendly, most of these tools we don't use every day, but they work great for how often we do use them. Oh, this right here is Project OBS. Y'all ain't seen this thing yet? Come check it out. So the interior is not completed yet on Project OBS, but we do have the matching lime green stitch race inspired seats. The roll cage is in the truck. Just about everything else is ready to go in. We're gonna build a custom sheet metal dash on this thing. Don't know what cluster we're gonna run yet, but we're pretty certain we're gonna run some auto meter gauges. Just keep everything analog, kind of old school race truck inspired on the inside. On the outside, well, this is like the first thing we ever painted. I'd say first, it's the second. We painted the orange ram that burned to the ground. You may have seen that. But this was a paint job we did here in the shop. This truck started life as an old farm truck, and we thought we were gonna try the Plasti Dip thing because it'd be so cool to peel it off and change the color if we wanted to do that. It's a horrible idea. There's some people out there that have perfected it, like the guys that make it and several of these companies that spray it, but it was not good for us. We definitely did not like the product and rated a 0 out of 10, never to use again. Anyways, moving forwards, we've got a 5.3 Tahoe motor in this thing. It is Pro charged. It's got a D1SC Pro charger on it. It's got a Brian Tooley Racing hot rod cam in it, Brian Tooley Racing intake, that's a Trinity intake, and Brian Tooley Racing valve covers. This thing is tooted up. It's pretty crazy. Ultimate Headers hooked us up with the headers on this thing. It's got so many parts. it's even crazy, you know, the guys that we worked out. If you check out the side of this thing, we can't thank Mark from Blown Away Motorsports enough on this truck. Mark was always there with information and answers everywhere we needed it. Pro Charger, they took care of us with a Pro Charger. Slosh Tubbs, met him just not a few months back maybe now. We talked to him a little bit at Lone Star Throwdown, then talked to him again at LS Fest, and we became friends. We started talking to each other since then. You know, he came over the next day after we started chit-chatting. He was like, I know what your truck needs. And he brought us this cool little insert. If you've got an OBS, you know the ugliest part on your OBS is this little grill insert area right there because it's always open. Well, he was like, your truck totally needs this. And he was right. Once he put that in there and bolted it in for us, it was amazing. So then we started talking to him about a few more things. We're going to get some Slosh Tubs to go on the inside. We're going to shave the whole firewall down on this thing and probably repaint the truck again because we've learned quite a bit since we painted this one. Center I-beam is cut and marked so we can add the weld plates every 5 foot. We haven't cut the end off of it yet because we don't exactly know what we're doing. But we got the 112 pitch already cut on the end of that so that it will fit nice up there. And then it's going to sit right on top of that beam and we'll have the center beam in. Once the center beam is in, then we will add the receiver purling, bink that guy, from this corner on the inside and rest it on the top of there with a weld plate on the outside. And we'll box both front sections in, tie it in there. We should have a shop in a couple days. We got all the metal here that we need, all the regular channel, receiver purling, regular purling, and all the sheets for the roof. So a couple more days and we're gonna have a building up. What are you about to do?
Oh, we out here. We're about to take some of this siding off. It's a good little work. We got it here on this beautiful day. Strapped in.
Camo straps, you can't even see them, boy.
I know, you can't
even see the ratchet straps.
You can't even see OSHA out here. That's right.
Yeah, where they at? Where they at? Get out of here, OSHA. So I should be able to let off the brake. So we've got the structure put up for the shop edition at an 18 by 40. We just completed taking the walls down for the shop. We're gonna reutilize that sheet metal because it's almost $1,000 of material. So we're gonna move that wall out, we'll have to cut it down. Right now we're about to cut some base angle, get that welded up on the outside, and get ready to put a roof on. Yes, I have to shit. We're at Elite Steel. I should have pooped in there, but the girl in there is really hot. It's gonna be really
I need to
smelly.
go inside real quick. Be right back.